The 2024 Polestar 2, a worthy update with more range, better electric motors, faster charging and some clever software tweaks. Has Polestar transformed this car into something so much better with just a few changes? Find out in this review. Kicking off this review, the only change to the exterior of the Polestar 2 has been this body-coloured front grille. It houses things like radar and other sensors, and whilst not objectionable, it actually ties in the whole front better than its predecessor. I actually prefer the last one. What do you reckon? Comment below. The skeleton of this car is unchanged, meaning transmission tunnel is still here because it's built on an ICE platform and not a pure electric one. I do love the overall look of this car. In fact, there's no bad angle whatsoever. From its front, oblique, side, rear quarter, back, everything that it does here is just great. In my opinion, and it's a humble one, mind you, if I had to choose any electric vehicle in this small hatchback segment, think BMW and all this, because Tesla Model 3, that's actually a sedan and, well, yeah, that should be a hatch, shouldn't it? Let's all face it. Anyway, I would definitely choose this one. It's got all the looks and as you'll soon learn, it's got great handling. Pricing is up on previous years, but so too are included features. For the single motor standard range, it now costs $61,272, and that will give you a claim range of 546 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. Opt for the bigger battery, just $4,000 extra, and you get 655 clicks. Upgrade to the dual motor version and that extra weight means you only get 595 kilometers of range, but you also get an improved 0 to 100 time in just 4.5 seconds. And for the Ultimate Edition, long range dual motor with performance pack, a tidy 18 grand extra, that sprint time improves to 4.2 seconds with 568 kilometers from the 82 kilowatt hour battery pack. Color options for the Polestar 2 comes in 6 flavors, with this one being called Magnesium. For an extra $1,500, you can choose from one of these other 5 variants. Under the floor, the nickel manganese cobalt battery starts at 69 kilowatt hours, of which 67 is usable. Off the long range versions, and they're all 82 kilowatt hours, reserving just 4 kilowatt hours, so making effectively 78. Wheels have changed, I think. Now 19-inch 5 double spoke alloys. There's also 20-inch, and if you get the performance pack, they're also 20-inch, but with Continental Sport Contact 6 tyres and Brembo brakes behind them. Obviously, you know, that's not this car because this is just a single motor long range version. Cargo carrying capacity of the Polestar 2 is unchanged at 405 litres with the seats up, or put them down and that increases to 1,095 litres. Under the boot, there's 41 litres of storage, and also the front is a respectable 41 litres also. With 5 interior options, 3 option packs, as well as, well, tow bar and other things, it's a little bit, well, you can price it up quite a bit if you wanted to, but at least they actually include a charging cable, which, well, Tesla doesn't do. The interior of the 2024 Polestar 2 is unchanged, and that is to say, it's dark, it's moody, and all those things I love, as you know. I won't go into much detail here because, well, I've covered it before, so I'll put a little cut up here for you if you want to go see a full explanation of the car, but just some high-level highlights here. You've got 2 USB-Cs in the back as well as the front, so 4 in total. Rear vents for the passengers, LED lights throughout, 7 cup holders, beautiful panoramic roof. You also have rear seat warmers here as well as in the front, and heated steering wheel. Space for the rear passengers, which is good to okay. So this seat's in my position right now. Knee is great, underfoot is okay, but it's ruined by that transmission tunnel. That's again a legacy from internal combustion engine versions. So if you sit in the middle here, which you can, yeah, you're gonna have to straddle and it's not too comfortable. The materials that Polestar use are excellent. What with the mix of fabrics, vinyls, soft and hard plastics, no matter where you touch, it actually feels quality and premium. This center section here is hiding a transmission tunnel, I know, but nonetheless, it has its place and I don't mind it. I especially like how they interface these different materials, like this fabric contrasting against this other one, and soft accents like material buttons, just to give that something like, oh, je ne sais quoi, I don't know what it is. Centerpiece here is this lovely screen that controls almost all the car functions, just like Tesla does. But this has one feature over and above, let's say, Tesla, and that is Android Automotive. So your Google connected life, think your calendar, your contacts, emails, messages, anything and everything can be accessed through here. And I would argue this is actually better than what Tesla offers because you've got the App Store sitting behind that. And recently they added, let's say, YouTube to it. So when you're parking, you want to just watch a video, you can do so. And there's nothing stopping Polestar or Android to actually add even more in the future. And think, if Tesla had an app store, would we be happy about that? Yes, we would. And well, the future's already here now in Polestar. Again, I've covered this in previous videos, so I've left links below where you can go check them out and understand more the minutiae of this, because you know what? Where the biggest changes in this car are with driving. The previous version of the Polestar 2 was good, right? A lot of fun, and the performance one especially so. Check out my review I did where I scared my father by doing a few accelerations in launch mode. So what exactly has changed here? Well, much of everything. I mean, motors are now in the rear and it's going to push the car instead of pulling the car. And it doesn't require then the actual motors to steer the car as well. No, each is separate. Obviously with the dual motor version, you get traction on all four corners. But the standard long range with that rear motor has transformed the way that this car handles. Power is a meaty 200 or 220 kilowatts and torque a thumping 490 Newton meters for both. It actually feels faster than what it can do. In fact, let's do now a 0 to 100. 6.2 seconds for this version, or 6.4 for the smaller battery one. It's genuinely a lot of fun, and it makes for overtaking in, let's say, congestion very easy. As I noted earlier, these times can be improved by going for the dual motor long range or performance versions, which provide 310 or 350 kilowatts of power and 740 Newton meters of torque. Features such as blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert are standard. Nice! Other newly standard features for 2024 include a 360-degree camera, side parking sensors, wireless phone charging, and auto-dimming side mirrors. And I would hope so too, as it needs to compete with the likes of Tesla and BMW who have these at the basic entry price. But one thing I can't wrap my head around is that adaptive cruise control is not standard across this range unless you opt for one of those packs. That, I gotta say, you gotta absolutely opt for it, because you know what? It competes beautifully with Tesla Autopilot. Turning circle of the Polestar 2 2024 is, I don't think, any improved. It's like still 11.5 meters. So going around this massive roundabout right now, not an issue because it's easy, but yeah, it's, I don't know what it is about this car, but it doesn't like doing a tight circle. So if you're looking for something that's easy to take around car parks and park, let's say, I would say choose a different car. Now, you know how car makers are all required to put that yellow sticker on the car window to tell you what the range of the car is? We all know the garbage, right? And the WLTP of this car is supposedly long range, 655 kilometers, and real world is quite different. So it's no surprise then that this Polestar has been tested and measured and can do anywhere between 14.8 to 17.2 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks. Real world though, it's more like 16.9 is what I'm getting. So thankfully, the estimated range on this digital instrument cluster, whatever range it says on there, is what you're actually going to get. Okay. In terms of ride and handling, the Polestar 2 long-range single motor has received some minor suspension hardware changes, making it feel more relaxed and comfortable to drive. That's no minor feat, considering that it's done so without sacrificing that sporty handling. I found the steering feel to be configured from what I'll call meh to okay, well, they call it heavy. And my recommendation is that you just keep it there. It doesn't offer much in the way of feedback, but the Michelin tyres do provide plenty of grip. Noise level on the Polestar 2 are surprisingly good. And what I mean by that is that it's actually improved on the previous one that I've tested. Maybe it's because, well, today it's a nice dry day, there's absolutely no wind whatsoever, and I'm riding on 19-inch wheels, which is obviously making a good difference. At speed, it's in the middle ground, averaging between 48 and 60 decibels. So whilst not best in class, it's a heck of a lot better than, say, a petrol or diesel car. Visibility is okay. A and B pillars are great. The portrait out the rear window is tiny. I still love the large frameless mirrors and side mirrors, but mind you, when you're buying a small sporty hatchback, small is what you're going to be getting, isn't it? So yeah, I think all in all, these improvements for the Polestar 2 have made this car from good to great. And if you are struggling to understand what that is, maybe look, go out, test a few vehicles, think Tesla Model 3, I don't know, Ioniq 6, BMW i30, whatever it's called, the electric version, and then jump into this and you'll feel how this is just like, it's planted, you point it, it goes, it just handles wonderfully. Charged in the Polestar 2 2024 has improved for all variants, kind of. If you've got the single range battery version, the smallest one, that's only 135 kilowatts, which is okay. But this long range single motor is now at 205 kilowatts, meaning 10 to 80% in as little as 28 minutes, which is very respectable. If you want to charge at home, that can be easily done up to about 11 kilowatts on 3-phase. And that means for everyday sort of use, about 70 kilometers of range per hour. So yeah, very good numbers. And there you have it, my review of the Polestar 2 2024. Gotta say, they've improved so much here. It's almost a new car. Almost, not really. But nonetheless, you've got improved range, better motors, that rear-wheel drive that pushes you and it makes the car handle so much better. Add to that faster charging speeds, there's not much to dislike, is there? But when adaptive cruise control isn't standard, that plays into the whole thing around the different packs you have to add onto this car to make it, well, competitive with other offerings. And the price can really get up there. So I would absolutely recommend, because it is so brilliant, get the Pilot Assist. It's just as good as Tesla Autopilot right now in Australia. And yeah, again, check out that video if you want to see what I'm talking about here. I guess this car is a brilliant car and it's going to actually make a lot of buyers really happy, particularly those who don't want a Tesla or who don't want a BMW, because this is an absolutely great offering that in many respects is better than those other car makers. That's really a very short list of what is a great car. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. It absolutely helps out the channel. Or if you're like me and you like coffee, please look at the Ko-fi link below to give me a little tip. Otherwise, you be good and you be green.